While the West sleeps, a quiet transaction unfolds in China's vaults, hidden from the world's gaze, yet destined to reshape it. In the stillness of the night, armored trucks arrive under the cover of darkness, their precious cargo destined for the heart of China's financial fortress. Another shipment of gold bars is added to the nation's reserves, each bar meticulously cataloged and stored with unwavering precision. The weight of these bars is more than physical, it's symbolic, representing a growing ambition and a silent challenge to the established order. This isn't just commerce, it's a calculated move in a global power game. Behind closed doors, high-level strategists and policymakers orchestrate a plan that stretches far beyond simple accumulation. China's relentless gold hoarding signals a grand ambition to reshape the world's economic order and challenge the supremacy of the US dollar. Each bar is a building block in a new financial architecture, one designed to withstand shocks and assert sovereignty. The US dollar, once the undisputed king of global finance, now faces growing skepticism. Volatility, inflation, and geopolitical tensions have eroded the confidence that once seemed unshakable. Nations around the world are questioning the wisdom of relying on a single, US-controlled currency. Central banks and governments are quietly exploring alternatives, seeking stability in an increasingly unpredictable landscape. Into this uncertainty, China steps forward, stacking gold as a declaration of independence from the dollar. Each reserve added is a statement: China will not be bound by the old rules. These bars are more than a store of value. They're a hedge against a future where the dollar's dominance is no longer guaranteed. Gold, with its timeless allure, offers security when trust in paper currencies wavers. The People's Bank of China has been on a gold buying spree, month after month, year after year. This steady accumulation is no accident, it's a deliberate, long-term strategy. Official numbers likely understate the true scale, as state-owned entities hold even more off the books. The real reserves may be far greater than what the world sees, adding an element of mystery and caution to global markets. This methodical accumulation is a patient, strategic play with global implications. It's a chess game played over years, not days, with every move carefully considered. From Wall Street to emerging markets, the world is watching as China quietly builds a new foundation for financial power. Investors, analysts, and governments alike are recalibrating their expectations for the future. The age of gold is returning, and with it, a new world order is being forged, one where power is measured not just in currency, but in the timeless weight of gold itself. China isn't alone. Central banks worldwide are snapping up gold at a pace unseen in decades. India, Turkey, Poland, Singapore, all are shifting reserves from paper assets to bullion. This signals a deepening crisis of faith in fiat currencies like the dollar and euro. Years of money printing and ballooning Western debts have eroded trust in paper money. Quantitative easing may have averted collapse, but it's also devalued currencies. Gold, by contrast, can't be printed or manipulated by decree. Soaring US debt, now over $34 trillion, makes other nations nervous about holding dollars. Many fear the US will inflate its debt away, devaluing reserves worldwide. Gold is the ultimate insurance policy, a hard asset immune to political whims. It's a return to first principles, a store of value that survived every crisis in history. For central banks, gold's appeal is simple: no counterparty risk, no empty promises. The global gold rush isn't mania. It's a rational flight to safety. For China, distrust of the US dollar runs deep, rooted in both history and strategy. The relationship between Beijing and the dollar is complex, shaped by decades of economic growth, shifting global power, and a persistent sense of caution. China's leaders remember past financial crises and sanctions, fueling a desire to reduce dependence on a currency controlled by a geopolitical rival. Decades of exporting to the West have left China with over $3 trillion in foreign reserves, mostly in dollars. This massive stockpile is both a symbol of China's economic rise and a source of anxiety for policymakers in Beijing, who worry about the risks of holding so much wealth in a currency they don't control. But Beijing sees this as a vulnerability, not a strength. The more dollars China holds, the more exposed it is to decisions made in Washington, far beyond its own borders. The US, as issuer of the world's reserve currency, wields immense power, able to print money and control global financial flows. This unique position allows America to influence interest rates, impose sanctions, and even weaponize the dollar in times of conflict or tension. Most international transactions still pass through US banks, giving Washington leverage and insight. Every time money moves across borders, the US financial system has a window into global commerce, and the ability to disrupt it if necessary. For China, this means its wealth is exposed to its main geopolitical rival. The risk isn't just theoretical. Recent years have shown how quickly access to the dollar system can be restricted for political reasons. If tensions escalate, the US could freeze or seize Chinese assets, crippling its economy. Such financial weapons have been used before, and Beijing is determined not to be caught off guard. China's answer: convert dollar holdings into gold, which can't be frozen or devalued by foreign powers. Gold offers a timeless store of value, immune to the whims of any single government. Gold is a neutral asset, immune to sanctions and political pressure. It's universally recognized, easily stored, and historically trusted in times of uncertainty. By building vast gold reserves at home, China is insulating itself from US financial dominance. This strategy is part of a broader push to diversify reserves and strengthen economic security. It's a slow, deliberate decoupling, a financial fortress in the making. As global tensions rise, Beijing's gold strategy signals a new era of caution, resilience, and a quest for true economic independence. The 2022 invasion of Ukraine was a turning point for global finance. The US and allies froze $300 billion of Russia's reserves overnight, a stark warning to others. For China and many nations, the message was clear: dollar assets can become hostages in a crisis. The weaponization of finance was no longer theoretical, it was reality. Russia's prior gold accumulation proved wise, its bullion reserves were untouchable, and stabilized its economy. Gold emerged as the ultimate sanction-proof asset. China took note, accelerating its own gold buying and pushing for a multipolar financial system. The global order was revealed as an instrument of power, not a neutral utility. China's response: build an alternative system, paved with gold. China's gold hoarding is just one pillar of a sweeping grand strategy. The goal: elevate the yuan to global status and break the dollar's monopoly. The Belt and Road Initiative isn't just about infrastructure, it's about creating a yuan-centric economic bloc. By lending in yuan and encouraging trade in its currency, China chips away at dollar dominance. The launch of yuan-denominated oil futures directly challenges the petrodollar system. To make the yuan credible, China needs more than promises. It needs gold. A gold-backed or gold-influenced yuan would offer stability the debt-laden dollar can't match. China's gold reserves are buying legitimacy for its currency. This is a patient, strategic bid for financial superpower status. China isn't acting alone. It's joined by a growing BRICS coalition. With new members like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, BRICS Plus now wields major economic and energy clout. Their shared goal: reduce dependence on the Western-led financial system. BRICS nations are settling more trade in local currencies, bypassing the dollar. The new development bank offers loans in local currencies, not dollars. They're exploring a new reserve currency, possibly backed by gold and commodities. This is more than economics, it's a geopolitical realignment for greater sovereignty. By building their own institutions, BRICS is diluting American financial power. China's strategy isn't just about gold, it's also about digital innovation. The digital yuan, or ECNY, is a state-issued, programmable currency designed for global use. It could make cross-border trade faster and cheaper, bypassing the dollar-based system. Imagine instant settlements between China and Belt and Road partners, outside US-controlled networks. Domestically, the digital yuan gives Beijing unprecedented control and insight into economic activity. Some speculate China could link the digital yuan to gold, creating a gold-backed digital currency. This would combine technological efficiency with the trust of gold, a formidable alternative to the fiat dollar. The battle for the future of money is being fought in both ancient vaults and digital code. China is positioning itself to lead on both fronts. If China's strategy works, the world will look very different and America will feel the pain. The dollar's exorbitant privilege would fade, raising US borrowing costs and lowering living standards. As nations sell US treasuries and trade in other currencies, demand for the dollar would drop. The US would have to offer higher interest rates, making debt and loans more expensive. America's ability to impose sanctions and project power would be weakened. A viable alternative system would blunt US influence worldwide. The transition to a multipolar currency world could be turbulent and unstable. Competing blocs might make financial crises more frequent. The world may desire less US dominance, but the path could be perilous for all. The consequences of this shift will be profound and unpredictable. The defining conflict of our era may not be military, but financial, a silent currency war that is unfolding across continents and markets. In this new battlefield, nations wield economic tools as weapons, seeking influence and security not through armies, but through control of money and resources. China's relentless accumulation of gold is a direct challenge to the US-led world order. By amassing vast reserves, China signals its intent to reshape the global financial system and reduce its dependence on the dollar. This strategy is not just about wealth, it's about power, leverage, and the ability to withstand external shocks. The era of blind faith in the dollar is ending, shattered by mounting debt, relentless money printing, and the use of finance as a geopolitical weapon. As trust in the dollar erodes, nations are searching for alternatives that offer stability and independence from US influence. Led by China and the BRICS alliance, countries are forging new institutions and agreements, turning to gold as the ultimate store of value. These moves represent a coordinated effort to build a parallel financial system, one that can rival the dominance of the West. The US dollar's dominance is deeply entrenched, woven into the fabric of global trade and finance. Yet the world is steadily moving toward a multipolar order, where no single currency or nation holds absolute sway. The yuan, potentially backed by gold, could soon compete on equal footing with the dollar and euro. If successful, this would mark a historic shift, giving China unprecedented influence over global markets and trade flows. This transition will be complex, fraught with uncertainty and risk, and could reshape global power for decades to come. The world is entering uncharted territory, where alliances and economic relationships are being rewritten in real time. Economic and financial power are now inseparable from national sovereignty. Control over currency and reserves has become as vital as military strength, influencing everything from diplomacy to domestic stability. China is building a financial fortress, investing in infrastructure, technology, and security to support the yuan's rise. These efforts are laying the groundwork for a new era in which China could set the rules of global finance. Whether this seismic shift brings balance or chaos to the world economy remains to be seen. The stakes are enormous, and the outcome will affect billions of lives. One thing is certain, the financial battles of today will shape the fate of nations in the 21st century, determining who leads, who follows, and who is